This is Canarsie, Rockaway Parkway. The next stop on this Brooklyn-bound podcast is Last Stop on the L. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I've tried to send my information's just not going in. Burning bridges shore to shore, I break away from something more. I'm not turned on to love until it's cheap. Been there, done that, messed around. I'm having fun, don't put me down. I'll never let you sweep me off my feet. This
yeah. Y'all know what it is. Straight from the A-Town.
Yo, New York, what's good? Welcome to Funk Flex Freestyle number 55.
Funk Master Flex.
It's your boy Danny Ocean about to hit you with those bars. The city's on lockdown.
Cypher, don't get gassed.
If you don't get any of these references, I feel sad for you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's too young.
It's your boy Danny Ocean, DANNYOCION. Catch me on Twitter. Welcome to the next episode of The Last Stop on the L.
Vanna Sage here with all these damn dudes. Jesus. Twitter handle, Vanna Sage. Instagram, Last Stop on the L. Facebook, Facebook.com/Last Stop on the L. All that.
I gotta roll. It's your boy Mayhem. He's gonna call me Mayhem for the week. You can find me at Twitter at YFR Mayhem. And today we got a special guest with us. Sir, who are you and why are you here?
Okay, my name is Alex, aka Axe, and I'm losing my podcast virginity. Thank you. Very lovely to be here. Absolutely.
Great to have you here. Now, Alex, what exactly do you do, man? Like, what's up? How you make it here on the hottest podcast out of Canarsie?
Word.
So my day job, I work on the show Blue Bloods as a unit PA. It
Nice.
sucks. It's not nice.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah.
But you know what? I'm grateful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And my craft is music. I'm a producer, play the bass guitar.
Nice.
And Mikey is my cousin. Mayhem Mike.
Yo.
Big cousin.
Yo.
I'm calling you Mikey for the rest of this episode.
Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's what we feel.
I want to draw everybody's attention to one thing. I was previously asked not to flame anybody because they still feeling the burn from last episode. Put the two hands together, point them. Girl.
You're lucky I'm enjoying my cocoa tea so much. I have no proper comeback for that right now.
So, Axe Raw, is there a Twitter they can find you? Is there a handle they can find some of your work?
Absolutely. As for my work, I'm still under construction, been building, been, honing my skills, but my Twitter handle is perpsmith. My Instagram is axe.raw. Facebook, Alex Smith. And yeah, man.
All right,
stay tuned. This is the year. You know what I mean? Mark that.
Got you. All right. I mean, well, speaking of social media, I guess we can kind of roll into our first little topic we got at hand about social media. Vaughn.
Yo. The thing that really, gets me, blows my mind is how people really be perpetrating 10,000 types of lies on social media. Now, to me, it's like, okay, do you really live this lavish life? Your feet ain't that pretty? Your feet look like crust. Like, your butt ain't that big. That's that damn waist trainer you got on. Stop it. Stop perpetrating. So, social media, is it reality or not?
It's alternate reality.
I say no times 10.
I feel like, when I open up my Instagram, it's real life for me. You know what I'm saying? Most of the Instagram pictures are about me anyway. And as far as, the girl booty pics, that be big, that's just the cabin or whatever they sitting on, just helping them out. Just helping them.
The cabin?
Cabinet, whatever. They might as well be sitting on the house.
Right. Something. Too much.
I think it depends on the social media site you're talking about. Because Instagram is definitely a world full of fiction.
Yes.
There's nothing real on there. The people aren't real. The destinations ain't real. And all that money is definitely monopoly money.
Right.
I mean, I honestly think that we're all kind of, we all kind of fake it till we make it. You know, we
Absolutely.
take a million
Of course.
pictures, a million angles. You know, we wait for the best one. 20 minutes down the line, we still haven't posted it because it's not perfect. It's not picturesque. So I think we're all guilty.
I'm not even gonna lie. We actually do something that we've done before the blow up of like social media.
What's that?
So like you get a new suit, get some fresh sneaks or whatever. What do? You go outside for something, you put it on, whatever.
That out.
You take the long way home. Why you take the long way home? Because you want everybody to see you, right? Facts. Don't nobody here tell me y'all don't have a picture or video or something you want to post up. It's like,
for
nah,
sure.
I'm gonna wait till Monday during
sure.
that morning crowd so everybody see it.
Yeah.
I feel like our cultural norms bleed into that. Because we are putting forward our best face on social media. So for example, when you take pictures of meals, it's usually meals that you don't have regularly. So if you're having like lobster and crab, you post that. But every now and then somebody will post a regular meal, and I'm not the only one that judges them. It's just like
I remember that was the struggle meal discussion we had. I'm not gonna get into all of that. Refer to what was it, episode 3? Right. Refer to episode 3
Macaroni
or 4.
and cheese, though.
No, the macaroni and cheese with the chopped hot dogs. Keep that off the timeline.
Keep your struggle meal off the timeline. Nothing has changed.
I'm not judging you. Eat. Be happy. Just that's not a share moment with the world. Sorry.
In terms of food, I remember the other day I posted a picture of my 7th day as a vegan, and I chopped some carrots, made some black quinoa, made some hummus and stuff, and I was showing off, man. I wanted to tell people like, yo, I'm a vegan. I wanted to show people I actually can cook. You know what I mean? It's all perception.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were you full?
I was good. I mean, honestly,
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. I'm not coming at you because
That's a damn lie.
That's a goddamn lie.
That was what? I'm ready.
I'll explain how full
I'm ready.
I'm listening.
Nah, because you know what? Believe it or not, I changed my diet as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm not going vegan, but I definitely changed up. I
Where
added
was
some.
that sentence?
See that? You hear that, shade people? Anyway, so I added more fruits and vegetables because right now, previously I was bigger before, and I felt unhealthy. And I was actually.
When was you big?
I was like the past summer. Actually, I was big. Like if you ask anybody, I was about juice cannon size. Believe it or not, as far as like my arms.
Listen, you know what? It's been so long since I've seen you. So to go from like
It's been a
itty bitty
minute,
little Q-tip Mike and GK to okay.
You see how they shot me out? You see
No,
how
that
they
you
put
was
me?
like I have a picture. I was like, wow, you were really
No, I
small.
was, but then I blew up maybe about a year and a half ago.
Eating good, man. Getting that bread.
My metabolism slowed down.
Your fat
Got a
ass
good, nice
club,
job.
too.
You know what I'm saying? I can afford chicken strips now. No more struggle meals.
No more rice with the packets of Italian dressing.
Listen, you say that like it's a bad thing. I had to struggle.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, I was, I think hummus. Not to go into all this, nutritional whatever stuff.
wrong with
but
that? Keep
it's
talking.
it's a lot of protein. It really does
Yeah.
fill you up.
Yes.
Quinoa is a grain. It expands. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, I cook a lot of big portions or whatever. So, I was good to go. You know what I mean? It's a struggle in terms of staying filled and staying fueled or whatever you want to call it, but
Right.
it's worth it. And what you're doing is worth it too, man. Changing up, eating the fruits and veggies, like in the long run, you're gonna be good to go. So
I think that's something maybe people need to know about. Definitely when it comes about going healthy and going on a diet.
You know what's the funniest thing about eating healthy? Is a really easy rule of thumb.
What?
Your food should be as colorful as a Crayola box.
Yep.
that's it.
Like, the more color, the better. If your food is just one shade of brown, guess what, bro? You're not gonna make it.
Off topic. Is the color, and I have to say it because I know it as a color, is the color that I know white and black actual colors?
What?
Yes. Because it's random. So what happens is I've gotten into numerous debates about black being a shade because it's all the colors combined and white being the absence
Sense
of
of
color.
color.
Yeah.
It's not an actual color. So what is it?
In the food world, they're colors.
So rice is good.
Negative.
Well, I would push back on that one.
What?
No.
I would push back
White
on that.
rice? White rice has one of the least
they strip it of everything.
right. And also depends like if you're having like even white rice when like Carolina rice is stripped, super stripped. And if you have like actual Carolina rice that's from the Carolinas that hasn't been processed, it's actually golden.
Right.
If you have black rice or brown rice or purple rice
Wild
or
rice.
red rice or wild rice or jasmine rice, all these different races have different attributes because they come from different parts of the world and they have different types of minerals in them. So you still have to have some sort of color in it. Like you having the Mamacita's rice from down the block all the time. No, that ain't gonna cut it.
Gravy.
Gravy, no.
That's a color.
Unless it's arrowroot based gravy.
Did you just say gravy?
Yeah, he said that. you see me going with this. He's being silly. If it's arrowroot based, yes, but if it's gluten based with flour or potato, no.
It's like I just saw y'all trying to take poor Mayhem's Thanksgiving away. That's what he's arguing for right now.
Right, like I can't have none of this shit.
Listen, y'all are not invited.
That's fine.
Okay, so since we were talking about selling the whole, image on the social media, one thing I will say that kind of needs to be addressed is just the whole idea of selling yourself to anybody. Unless you're at a job or you're trying to, an interview, or you're trying to move up, I don't think it's important that anybody should rush out and get the hottest thing or try to really put themselves at a disadvantage trying to sell themselves, because we tend to do that. Our culture tends to do that. Look at me as I could be, not as who I really am. And we stopped that on social media. Yeah, I think that's doable, right?
Yeah.
See, but okay.
Okay.
Here's the odd part though. So I read an article a few years back, and the article was something called, the guy was talking about what's called cultural signifiers or cultural markers.
Okay.
So it was a black man. He was going for an interview at a pretty prestigious white-collar firm. His resume was tight. His grades were tight. He had good references. But they spent the entire interview talking not about his background or his work. What did they spend the entire interview talking about?
His social media.
No.
Right.
His watch. The black guy liked watches. He couldn't afford nice watches, but he'd done a lot of research. So he got it's recommended as a starter watch if you want to have a collection and you want a really well-made watch, but you're not balling out of control.
Right.
And that's the watch he wears on interviews. When he bought that watch, the guy that was interviewing him was also a watch fan. Started having a conversation with him about watches. And then they started talking about college and all that stuff. Right. What that watch signified to his interviewer is, you are part of my world. Mm-hmm. So what we don't ever have these conversations about when it comes to job hunts is that companies look for certain cultures.
Yes, they do.
So if you're trying to transfer out of, people talk about moving up the world like a class ladder, right? Mm-hmm. If you're coming out of, let's say, an environment of low-income people, right? Which is not a negative thing. I know people is like, oh God, you're about to say something crazy. No. Every class has different cultural signifiers that note this is how you were raised, right? Mm-hmm. So when he bought that watch, without having a conversation to the other guy, that guy's like, "You're one of us," because only people that would know watches
that was a head nod.
Would know what that watch is.
Okay.
They never talked about his qualifications.
I've had that happen to me a few
times. Think about that,
actually.
Because
now as I'm thinking about it, I'm like
his qualifications were secondary, and you don't have to get high-powered jobs like that to have those moments. I mean, I work in a nonprofit world. Basically, when we're doing interviews, we're kind of having these conversations around things, and basically the conversation driver is trying to see is, if I hire you, are you going to say something that's going to annoy the crap out of me?
Right. Am I going to like
do you have the educational? Because I assume you have the educational background if you already made it into the interview. Right. Somebody screened you for that.
Right. But if you're going to have the social background,
the next stop is the social background. So the odd thing about it is when people buy those things, what people don't realize is that it's not just us spending frivolously all the time. Some of the time, absolutely. If you have 1,000 Jordans but you can't pay rent, you're an idiot.
Right.
But, sure. But how about the situation in which I knew someone who worked as a janitor and his kid went to private school, and he had to dress his kid even though in uniform, but the uniforms were they weren't from Rainbow. That's not where they're buying the uniforms from. And they were going on a field trip. He can't send his kids in the same clothes that kid wears in the projects every day, because the minute he goes there and he wears those clothes, all those kids know,
right?
I should not be associating with you. You're not one of us.
Right. So he got to fake the funk a little bit.
He has to fake the funk a little bit, and that's the awkward moment of no one has that conversation for when you start faking the funk and when you should be like, bruh, okay, there's literally no one here to impress. Stop it. Stop doing that. And I think that's the nuance that's often missed, that people never have the conversation for. It's usually just kind of like the broad-based condemnation. I'm kind of like, you have to fake the funk in some realities. You can't just be who you are 100% of the time.
But at the same time, he wasn't on social media talking about look at my baby going to school. No, they did it. Like, and like,
I don't
listen
know
to
if he
everything.
wasn't. I would have did that. Just throw that out there.
You're a mess. But like, I mean,
With the new Uggs.
oh my god.
I jacket from Brooks Brothers.
Oh, Jesus. You know what's funny? It makes sense because my mom is actually going through this transition of putting my brother through private Catholic school, and he's actually, oh my gosh, he's 15 now. It's ridiculous. So he's about to go to high school, and I help her do the financial packet for him. That was intense. They damn near wanted you to like give your fingerprints, and like it took me 3 hours to get through the whole thing with her.
Wow.
And then on top of that, I'm like, okay, all this stuff talking about, oh yeah, like I gotta do this and I don't have that. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, you got it, but you ain't got it. And it all goes into what you're willing to divulge and what you're willing to invest in. Like, you get this for him, but then you don't have the money to do that. And I had a conflict. I was like, at one point, like, am I hoping for the right reasons right now? And it goes back into like how people are really trying to go hard to sell everyone a fantasy. Like, who are you really trying to convince, yourself or the people that are following you?
Yeah.
Because the people that really know you, those 10 people within your family, like the 10 closest people that really know you, be like, skip. I'm not even gonna bother because you know she lying anyway. So you really trying to sell it to whoever hundreds or thousands of people that follow you. So you got nothing else better to do with yourself then.
Speaking of lies, can we talk about Hurt Bae? That whole interview concept?
Can I tell you how I saw her in Atlanta when I was getting off my flight?
Get out of here.
I'm not lying.
Was
to
she
you.
hosting parties?
No.
Oh, is she?
Is she-
I said when I got off the
I'm not
flight.
the only one that thought that.
I'm
Was she?
curious. Like how
The only one that thought that.
Have you seen the thing with
I've
her?
seen it, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna just graze over that. Anyway, my trip to Atlanta was very actually productive. I was helping my girlfriend out with her doll show because she makes crochet dolls. Anyway, I got off at like 9:30 at night. I got off the flight from LGA to Atlanta, and I saw this girl. I'm like,
LaGuardia.
yes,
Brave.
Anyway,
Word.
I looked at her. I'm like, oh, she looks super familiar. I'm like, oh, that's the chick from Hurt Bae. And it's crazy because this guy is such a douche canoe. He's still out there being. Did you see what he put out? She wouldn't be famous if it wasn't for me. Stop at 5. So, because mind you, my boyfriend was defending her. You don't know what kind of psychological issues he had going on in his life. This is before all that stuff came out, and I was like, you see it, man?
brother.
There's
You-
two sides to every story. I'm
whoa,
sure
you-
that she has certain aspects about
Listen,
her that are off.
I'm sure too, because she was crying the whole time. I
I
wouldn't want to slap the shit out of him when I was there the whole
Maybe
time.
she's emotionally disturbed, or
Listen, they both, I'm not saying neither one of them are, they non-existent for issues. But I was very much like, nah, that's not happening with me.
And you know what? It's funny how that kind of ties into this whole thing about perception and about social media. Like,
Right.
she looks so beautiful. She looks so well put together and stuff. You never know what's behind closed doors. You know?
Well, yeah, that's a woman definitely faked the funk. I'll agree
Oh,
with
for
that.
sure.
It's funny because I saw that and I was thinking like, wow, like, this is something that actually happens in actual real life.
Yeah.
Like real life. I know they did it, but this is something maybe not along that extremes because, remember when he was actually cheating on her and he had the chick
Several times, and she
wait,
walked in on the situation.
Hold on. Can I ask a controversial question?
Oh, here we go.
Because in that video clip, it's basically two people who are like, they don't have any real commitments to each other. They're just
Not anymore, right?
right. But let's change the scenario. Let's age them 10 years. Let's give them a house. Let's give them
A marriage?
Let's give them 3 kids.
Is there a
Let's
marriage
give
involved
them,
in all
financial ties together.
this? Is there paperwork saying they're married?
Yep, there's
Oh, okay,
paperwork
I was
saying
waiting for you to
they're
say that
married.
because we wouldn't even
There's
get past that.
There's paperwork saying they're married. You are the person in this scenario getting cheated on. Do you forgive your significant other?
First of all, I think
Not like in that way. Like, they didn't do you like the hurt
first
me.
of
They didn't do you
all,
like hurt me.
So then what
need to
extreme
talk
are we
about-
going to?
They I
One
don't know,
time?
they went away for a weekend
And
got-
they fell on some pussy? What happened?
oh,
Yes?
okay.
I didn't say fall. I came upon.
Okay, so first of all, we all know that if you as a man cheated, you'd be lucky if you're alive. You know what I'm saying? You wake up with everything intact, much less your life. Second of all, okay, let's just say you do meet a woman who's forgiving. And that's
No, you're making the wrong point. I said you.
You're the one that got cheated on.
You got cheated on.
Oh, I got cheated on. I have a very strict policy. Look, I'm not perfect, and I'll say that here. But if anybody I married or have a house with and or 3 kids with,
Right.
Yes.
and you cheated on me,
Yes.
you best to be going your way. We can have nothing to say. I'll quote my boy Danny Ocean, who said this to me once. He said, "You have nothing to say to me. Speak to my lawyers." That's it.
I agree with that.
There's nothing at this point. There's nothing worth working out. Honestly, I feel like you shouldn't get married to anybody that you don't see yourself long term committing to.
Right.
And forgiveness is a very thin line. I mean, what are you forgiving? You're forgiving that somebody actually did an infidelity act. You
Right,
know,
infidelity.
cheated on you, kiss, touch, whatever they went the full. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a man, it may seem controversial, but it's the same way, man. Like, you cheated on me, that's it. Nah, there's nothing else to be spoken about. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I don't know who you are. We had 3 kids.
Right, that's a lot. The biggest
That's a lot
point,
of years, at least 3.
the biggest point of contingency for me was like, and I wrote a big thing on Facebook about it and my boyfriend was like, "You don't have the same experience."
Oh, she was in her bag, wasn't she? She was in her bag.
Wait a minute. Can I finish my?
I'm sorry.
Damn. Always cut people off.
Wait. Whoa. Trust issues. Whoa.
Wait, first of all, let me tell you something. What I said, anyway.
What is your thought?
I said that I actually don't. I to my knowledge, I have either never been cheated on or I've been spared the acknowledgement of.
Fair enough.
To my knowledge.
Okay.
That being said, I also accept the fact that because of that, my reaction to things is way different. But if you're going into a relationship and you say, "Okay, we want to be committed, we're monogamous," that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You step out of those boundaries, then it's like, okay. So I mean, it's either we're not gonna, that's it, or you're gonna do everything within your power to make sure that doesn't happen again. And
Right.
also, I understand it all depends on the circumstances. Like, I'm well aware of that. But my ass I also have a very strict policy. And if it's boyfriend, it's the same thing. If it's a life partner, if it's a husband, it's all the same. Because at the end of the day, you agree. If you agree to that, I'm gonna hold you to it. It goes the same way. Just if you hold me to that standard, I'm gonna hold you to that standard.
You know what? I think in 2017, the capacity to forgive and move on is just in the ground. You know,
It's at an all-time low?
It's at an all-time low. Like, my last relationship recently ended, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, and I didn't even cheat on this girl. But you know, I'm very flirtatious. I'm very, lustful.
Listen, I flirt just to get food, so you know what I'm saying? Like,
You a food hoe?
Shameless. I go to Wendy's, I tell them they look beautiful. You know they look busted. Oh,
Listen,
2 extra
The
nuggets.
thing is,
Listen, I can't
I
judge
said
you
two
too much,
girls
'cause I
definitely do that. Be like, here you go, baby.
I so resent all you girls that be getting extra fries. I'll do that.
this is the thing,
I
though.
want some goddamn fries. Sorry.
I didn't even really I didn't do anything. I didn't, follow through with what I was gonna do, but she couldn't get past it. We couldn't evolve past it and move on and become a stronger couple. At the end of the day, I feel like, you're kind of skating on thin ice these days, with every little misstep that you take. And, people have to, if you're going to be in a relationship, you really have to honor that, and you really have to, keep that tunnel vision. As painful as it might be, as hard as it might be. It's just,
The reason I asked that is because we've had this conversation. Me and Mim has had this conversation before, and I did say, like the moment I find that out, that's the last conversation we'll ever have in life. Like if you need to pick up the kids, come get stuff from the house, please text my lawyer because there is no interaction with me. But I say that. Hold up. I say that now as a single man who doesn't have those long-term commitments. Because when you're in that scenario, the difference is that I'm like, that we can't see at the moment is, it's not a situation like when you break up regularly with somebody and you just walk away and move on with your life.
Right.
This is someone that you're tied to the rest of your life with because of those 3 kids, because of that mortgage, because of even your friends group. Because when you start to get married, what people don't realize is that single friends get phased out with the quickness.
Yep.
even
So
in
you-
relationships.
You start to get couple friends, right?
Right.
Now that you're no longer a couple, those couple friends have to decide who to stay friends with.
Right.
So when that break happens, it's not just a situation of, oh, me and you are no longer messing with each other. It's more of like, me, you, and the right side of this room is out. So that's why I think when people have those moments of like, because when I was younger, I was just like, I couldn't understand how you could forgive somebody. Some people could be like, I don't know if we're going to move past this, but I have to try. Because for me to just give up this easily, considering how long it takes to get to this point, some people might be like, I have to at least try. So I understand at least giving that effort. And if you can actually move past it, because I've actually known people who've moved past it, and I have to say, on the other side, when they got past it, they had a pretty strong relationship.
Yeah.
But that initial move past it, like, will I ever get to that point mentally?
I think it's a 1 in a million these days.
Yeah.
Well, that depends on the basis or the building blocks of a relationship that you build upon. Because to go back to what you said, it's in the ground as far as it really comes down to communication for me.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to. Because I could say I want the baddest chick, but I chose you. Whatever the case may be. Whatever. And that's not. And vice versa. You can say that for me. I'm just being a male right now. You know what I'm saying?
I chose you, girl.
I kind of want to go after her babe though. She's still promoting ATL 281-830.
Seriously though, was she hosting the party though?
I saw her in the airport. That was horrible. And
Okay.
she's super little. She's cute. She was cute though. She looks really nice.
So let me say this: it's communication because whether age you are and what you want at that age, if you can convey that to your partner, then technically there should be no problems. Mm-hmm. If you kind of want to be free, but you still want to kind of keep you as the main, then all right, if she or he accepts that, then you're fine.
Right. Just be. I think honesty. Just be honest with yourself. Honest with the person you're laying down with. Because I think that's when you are in a situation and someone violates you in a way that was clearly stated, don't violate me in this way. Yeah. And we're good. And I feel like that's like, yo, you had one job. You had one job and you failed. You dropped the ball. Like it's that simple. On the flip side of that, did y'all see the Boot Bay video?
Yes.
at the it looks like it's a dating auction. And homegirl was with her boyfriend. First of all, why you there with your man?
Why you in the front row?
Why you in the front row with your man? That must have been your friend's thing, whatever.
I hate to be the only one.
Maybe she's there to support,
right?
Or maybe something to see,
But either way, that I never seen a damn high heel boot fly out of nowhere.
You guys have to explain this one to me.
Oh! Okay.
Go ahead.
So it looks like it's a all black beautiful affair. It's a date auction. So there's someone coming down the aisle, cute girl, and they're auctioning off her dates. I guess for whatever charity. And there's a guy in the outside of the aisle. Right next to him is his girlfriend, his presumed girlfriend. And the girl that came down from the auction was about to stop and pose in front of the dude. You see homegirl's boot go, not today, ho. She's like, he's good. He's good. And she literally put her boot into the girl. She laughed and walked away. She played it off real cool. Wow. I don't know if I would have been that person, but it was really funny. And it cracked me up because I always go in my head, would I have done that?
Yeah. I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
But how about this?
There probably would have been some hand. Girl.
That's loyalty.
But no, the messed up part is the dude looked like he was down. He was he had the come hither eyes. He was like, yeah. And then he saw the boot damn.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree to that.
Nah, my boot, no. My boot analyzed it. He was like, yeah, he was with it. Hold on, girlfriend just cock blocked it.
In defense of that gentleman, okay? He was just looking at the menu. He'd already placed his order. He was just looking at the menu.
See, I think we should be allowed to look. I think we should be allowed to use our eyes, man. We're not robots.
God gave us eyes so we should see.
Okay. Not to absorb yourself in another girl's looks or anything, but
You're a mess.
No. I hear where you're coming from. First of all, there's Boot Bay. There's Roundhouse Bay. Roundhouse Bay is
that's me.
That's Hurt Bay, but they did a parody in which she kicked the guy when he found out. But Boot Bay is serious because a lot of women, thousands of women, all agree with her. Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. Stop that girl from taking your.
I wouldn't have been in her place if that was a concern of mine.
That was
I'd been it's an auction with hot chicks. Nope. I'll send my donation through the mail.
Not even that. Why are you in the front row?
Right.
They were in many front rows.
Why were you in the front
I was like in the
row?
premium spot. Like you get the pick of the litter. Everyone coming right down that whole aisle. I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well.
I
She
think
was
he
dead
thought he was
serious.
getting a treat. Like, oh, I can look today.
Right.
Like, I don't know why your foot coming out. Like, I'm confused. We in the front row. This is mostly my day.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's what happened.
I'm not gonna lie. That girl messed up because if you look at the video,
Yeah.
homegirl is like wrapped around him like a snake. Like,
Right.
this is mine. This is
Her
property
leg was
mine.
already on him.
So, like on a date, if you're the waiter, you address everybody or the one in charge. You know what I'm saying? If you're a female, that's the truth. That is the truth. If you're the man, generally, if you're a man waiter, you address the man because you don't want that man to get upset that you're looking at this girl too much. And
That's
if
a
you're
fact.
the female, you address the man, but you address the female mostly like, hey girl.
You know what to say,
And
Bo.
if you're
You
not
know what
friendly,
to say.
okay, I'm going to still kind of look at you, make sure this is okay. She did none of that.
She did.
That's why she got the boot. Speaking of boots, can we talk about that Remy Ma issue and Nicki Minaj? Those,
Oh,
those
Lord.
extra
Lord.
pancakes.
Lord.
How deadly was Sheetha?
She had it coming.
Oh, she had to come in.
She did. She did.
Kicking the deflated butt. Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord. Yo, first of all, how, like, that was,
Oh, no, yeah, I seen that. That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
more of a reflection.
that BNS stuff that Meek did was ridiculous because he really ran tell that to Remy at the All-Star game.
Okay, we need to have Meek
So they
answer
say.
that on the record.
For real.
Because
Are you kidding me? After he took he took one of the biggest L's ever publicly. They broke up. Then he took an even bigger physical L when he bust his ass on his mama's steps.
But he shared
and
that
everybody was he shared that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he
him.
Wait,
That was-
time out.
That was his security video. He shared that. He
I
thought
was to say,
that
I was like, so.
he thought it was funny.
Listen,
I thought it was funny too. You don't you don't share that publicly. What's wrong with
He's
you?
allowed to laugh at himself. That's fine.
I mean, he had an L before with the whole Drake thing. Don't forget that. That's a big L.
He's been taking his been like the century of L's for me. This is ongoing.
More L's than the English language. I hear you.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. With Remy Ma, you know, Nicki came at her on two songs, if I'm not mistaken, Shalala, or Swallow, and I can't remember
That
that.
Sheetha?
Gucci. Okay, can we talk about her doing a record with Gucci?
When she said she wouldn't, and she blasted him on Twitter in caps.
I think it's all for the shock. Number one and number two, like she's been getting more graphic and more detailed with who she, you know, in regards to who she's talking to. So
Right.
she extended that hand. She extended that, and she wanted that battle.
But
And
they've
she
been
got it.
throwing subs for years, right? So like, all right. So Nicki generally throws shots out at everybody, but every now and then we know what she's talking about.
Right.
So she's taking time to air out Lil' Kim. She's taking time to air out Foxy. She's taken time
Leave
in the
Jeff
past
Foxy
to
alone.
have Remy before she even went in.
Right.
And now, see, here's the thing: is Remy wants this. We all know that. Let's not pretend that Remy doesn't want
She
this
needs it.
interaction, right? Right? And everyone thought that second verse in Fresher, the Fresher remix, Wait a Minute remix by Remy was talking. I didn't hear her talking shots at Nicki unless they're doing some super subliminal stuff where if you're in the crew, you know she's taking
And
a
I think
shot
that's
at you.
but that's
Like-
what she went back and she said she wasn't even talking about her.
Fair enough, but Nicki got a little, tired of it. Took it wasn't a direct, but it's like, come on,
Undeniable who she
Come
was
on,
talking
bro.
to.
Who else you talking about?
Undeniable.
And then Remy, I think Remy ruined her moment though.
With the
Because
second.
as good as Sheether was, when you take the ether beat and do that, then the first thing people note is it's the ether beat.
Right.
Like
Right.
it could have been your moment, your song, everything about you versus you being compared now back to this old battle. Right? And then the second song she dropped, Basura.
Another one.
Like, what was that?
Did you guys hear Foxy Brown's diss track over
Oh
Takeover?
my God! See, again, this is bad PR. Listen. Every rapper out here, if you want to battle somebody, take the advice of a young Aubrey Graham. You know what Aubrey Graham said about the art of battling? I'm gonna call him Aubrey because the fact that he's a rap bully with a name named Aubrey, it makes me laugh every time. Aubrey Drake Graham said that when he makes diss records to people, he makes it on hit records. That way, when you're in the club, you hear that all the time.
Right.
Remember when he did that to comment on that verse of Stay Scheming? Everywhere Common went, he heard that record.
That's fact.
And he had to respond because he couldn't ignore that.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this, and we spoke about this. I need Rod Digger to come back. I need Rod Digger. Y'all don't understand. If you don't know who Rod Digger is,
I've always loved
pause
Rod
this
Digger's
podcast, open another window in your computer, your tablet, your phone. You can do it.
Yo, we
and
are
listen.
zooming careers right now.
SoundCloud.
Foxy, Rod Digger.
No, but Rod Digger brings
Bring up Your Rage. Like,
Whoa remix. Come on.
Yeah.
She needs to join the fray and just kill everybody. All right? The thing about female rap beef is that it's been there, but like up until recently, maybe a couple of years ago, it's been really taken seriously. Because otherwise, it's like, all right, who's writing for you? And it wasn't really anything worth noting.
And that's not
Who's
even it.
doing cocaine or
then?
something?
They try to preserve I honestly think part of it, reason why it hasn't been as big since even Foxy and Kim, is because we've been trying to preserve the sisterhood. It's not that many women in rap that are taken seriously. Nicki came in and she was kind of cartoonish and she was kind of like pop, and then she had the street cred kind of, because no one really cares about Queens, and it's like, okay. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Anyway.
I love this interborough slander that's just thrown out there like Queens.
But it's like, Nicki came in. Wow. She came in hard. She had a monopoly on the game for what, like 3-4 years?
No, she's had it for much longer.
Like 9-10 years.
I'm talking about like on lock, like mainstream.
Yeah, she's listening.
Bedrock came out like 09.
Bruh.
Yes. It's about to be 9 years.
Did
and
I
she's
fall
dominated.
through the looking glass? What happened? Okay, 9 years. Damn, I don't even want to admit that. But yeah, so I really think part of it was people were trying to preserve the sisterhood. And you already know, like, if there's certain people that you're trying to come at, you got to step over them or get that handshake talking about, all right, you got it, sis, and then you got to pass it on. She came in and just trashed Little Kim, and I was like, but you definitely are her carbon copy, though. Everything you've done, she has done.
Yes.
And it's one thing to be like, yo, respect, pound it out, and keep it moving, but she was just like, I'm better than you. Like, of course you're better than her, because you had a little bit less work than she had done. Like, you didn't bleach your skin as much as she did. Like, anyway, they were trying to preserve the sisterhood. That's how I feel. And that's what I'm going to take. That's how I'm going to roll with it, because it hurts my heart.
Honestly, I think we can have a more frank conversation. Who would have Nicki battled with before Remy Ma? Remy Ma is the first female rapper outside of Nicki to have a major hit in the last X amount. I literally cannot think of anyone else.
I think
who would have the standing to have this interaction with her.
There's only one other person, and this person is a pacifist, but she's had mainstream success. Is Queen Latifah. Like,
yes,
she's been in movies. She's been hit TV shows, Broadway, everything.
Nicki's small potato. She ain't gonna right.
But
like,
she's a pacifist anyway.
Yeah,
UNITY, right?
Yes,
like,
that's sisterhood. That's what I'm saying. Like,
unless Nicki want to battle Iggy Azalea.
So what happened to her?
Yo, T.I., get your pen ready.
Who's that?
It's like she got erased off this planet.
She did, because she stepped out of pocket and it was like, sit down. Little Australian white girl, sit down somewhere. They put her in her place.
Who got sat down? Azalea Banks. Oh. She jumped out that window.
She's
wait. I did say this month. I would say one good thing about a person I don't like. Azalea Banks has a nice butt.
That's a lie.
I said nice.
She has a nice body. Yeah.
I think so. Sir, I'm trying to be nice. Won't you tell us more about your trip on ATL?
Yes, that was a good transition. Yeah, had fun.
Transition king.
It was, you mind if I shout out my homegirl real quick?
Sure.
Her name is Anika Wilkerson. She does crochet dolls. Her Facebook page is My Kinda Thing. Kinda spelled Kinda. And she makes these amazing crochet dolls by hand. She paints the eyes. She does the lips, all this stuff. So she was actually invited out into Atlanta for a doll show. And I got to meet a lot of her other doll maker friends. I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of different artists, and a lot of, black sisters that were just super talented. And it just really made me feel like I gotta get my shit together. Like I need to use my talents more. Got to network, got to make a lot of new friends. So And we're looking forward to the next time she has a show to go to, which I think will be in Detroit in a few months. So it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Is Facebook the only place you can kind of like go into that? This is, well, I want to say the Crochet Sisterhood, if you will.
Oh, well, Facebook, they have all kinds of different things. And it's different. Like, that one was specifically like very Afrocentric, very image uplifting type of crochet dolls. Hers is my kind of thing. She does all different types of ones. She did a set for Black History Month, and she named them after different African names. One of them was Makeda, which is the name of Queen of Sheba. She was gorgeous, and she made all kinds. Like, it was just amazing. Like, you have to literally just go on her Facebook and Instagram to see it. It's amazing. Got to have Krispy Kreme. I was happy.
Oh, speaking of celebrating women, this is also the start of Women's History Month. So I want to start Women's History Month by sharing one of my random factoids.
Here we go.
Okay. Let me throw on my glasses and my kufi.
My brother.
Brother Danny.
Where's your bean pie?
See, sometimes when we talk about women's achievement, we tend to talk about when they do something that like they've never done before. But how about we do something that doesn't fit what the stereotype of woman's nature is, right? For example, the most successful pirate of all time was a woman. It was a woman. Her last name was Shih, S-H-I-H. She commanded a fleet of 30 to 40,000 men and 600 ships.
That's awesome.
She had a bigger fleet than the Imperial Navy of China. And the reason she stopped taking other people's stuff is because they asked her too nicely, and she said, I'll give up if I can live my life however I want to. And she did. She retired, took all her money that she did, opened up some gambling parlors, lived happily ever after with her husband. That's right. She didn't go to jail.
Shout out to her.
She quit on her own time. Anyway.
Forget Jack
She
Sparrow.
get a hand. Right. Who that?
And in honor of that, too, our first official sponsor, folks. Can I get a hand clap for that?
Woo!
Our first official sponsor is a female-owned company.
Yeah, right.
Presenting Dolce Armor Couture, a signature accessory line equipped with all your accessory needs, including necklaces, bracelets, and earrings. Can provide custom nameplating and other items upon request. Shop Dolce Armor Couture today. Visit their website at dolcearmorcouture.bigcartel.com. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Dolce Armor Couture and live and live the Dolce life. Ooh, I like that. Live the Dolce life. I sound fancy. I also shout out to the homie Juice Cannon. You can find them at juice-cannon.com for all your studio needs in case you want to record that fire mixtape. And again, if your mixtape isn't fire but you still want to record it, he will hook you up with that as well too.
Make you feel special.
We don't know why you're there, but sure, yeah. Okay.
It's your boy Danny Ocean, JWNYOTION. Find me on Twitter.
On the stage. See y'all later.
Yo, this has been the last stop on L. It's your boy Mayhem, also known as Mikey. You can find me on Twitter. Mayhem. Flames after this. Flames.
It's your boy Alex. They used to call me Licks growing up. You can find me at Perp Smith on Twitter. You can find me at ax.raw on Instagram. Alex Smith on Facebook. Thank you.
Alright, looks like we out. Peace.
Peace.
Tell me, can you hear it on my window? Raindrops are falling on the ground.
The hottest podcast out of Canarsie, Brooklyn is back. Last Stop on the L with your host Danny Ocean, Vaughn the Sage, and Mayhem Mike. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, or find us on Spreaker.com. Like us on Facebook. We're bringing that heat from the summer and the winter. Since, Trump might cancel Labor Day. He acting real funny with the green card. Just in case he does, though. We're black on both sides. Yeah, that's right. Check us out. Tell your friends. The Last Stop on the L podcast. Again, subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, or find us on Spreaker.com. Like us on Facebook.